Hello and welcome to the presentation on single degree of freedom systems free vibration. In this presentation we are going to see some numericals on damped free vibration. So let us consider the first numerical. It is on an overdamped system which is as shown in figure, and the spring stiffness is specified here for this system, that is K, which is 14 kN per meter. Okay, and a viscous damper having damping coefficient of 1400 Newton second per meter, which is here, and a mass of 8.6 kg. This M is at rest in its static equilibrium position when it receives an impulse force acting to the right that imparts an initial instantaneous velocity of 25 meter per second to the mass. So it means some force is acting over this and it is going to cause the velocity of this mass as 25 meter per second. Okay, you have to determine an expression for the displacement x of the mass in terms of t. So in terms of t you have to find out the displacement of x of this particular mass, x, and what will be the maximum displacement of the mass from the initial position. That maximum displacement you have to find out. Suppose it is moving maximum towards the right and again it goes maximum towards the left, so maximum displacement you have to find out. And what length of time will be required for the mass to attain the position of maximum displacement. So how much time it will be required for moving this mass to its maximum position towards right or towards left. So these three things you have to find out. So first we will get the expression, then we will find out the displacement and the time required for the displacement. Okay, so these are what is the given content K and C specified for this particular system and the mass. So spring stiffness, mass and the damping coefficient, all these three things are available, and it specified that at t equal to 0 x dot is equal to minus 25 meter per second, and at t equal to 0 x equal to 0. These are the boundary conditions specified for this. So let us first find out the natural frequency by using the K and M. So K is 14 into 10 to the 3 and M is 8.6, so you will get 40.34 radian per second as the natural frequency of this, okay, and then find out the zeta, which is given by C by Cc, that is damping coefficient. So C upon 2m omega n, Cc value is 2m omega n. So we have this value of C 1400, 2m is 8.6 and omega n is 40.34. So you will get this value of zeta as 2.01 since zeta value is 2. So definitely you will find out here that this zeta is more than 1, as it is specified in the statement itself that it is overdamped system. So zeta is more than 1, it is 2 here in this case, so it is overdamped system. So we know that the expression for displacement x we have obtained in the previous presentations, that c1 is equal x is equal to c1 into e raised to minus zeta plus in under root zeta square minus 1 into omega n t plus c2 into e raised to minus zeta minus in under root zeta square minus 1 into omega n t. So in this case I am going to put the value of this bracket, since this complete bracket is in terms of zeta, so that value I can find out, and this value multiplied by omega n will be equal to minus 10.74 times t, and this value will be minus 151.27 times t. So here now I have to get the value of C1 and C2 by using the initial conditions. So for putting initial conditions I need the displacement expression and the velocity expression. So let us differentiate this expression with respect to time t. So I will get this minus 10.74 C1 e raised to minus 10.74 times t minus this 151.27 C2 into e raised to minus 51.27 of t. So let us put this initial condition into this equation number A and also in equation number B. So if I put in the first equation of displacement, so I will get displacement is equal to 0 and it will get C1 plus C2, and in from expression B, if I put the initial conditions, I will get this left hand side is equal to minus 25 and right hand side becomes minus 10.74 C1 minus 151.27 C2. So using these two equations I will get the value of C1 as minus 0.177 and C2 as 0.177. So definitely these two values are same and having different magnitude. One is minus, another is plus. So x is equal to minus 0.177 e raised to minus 10.74 times t plus 0.177 e raised to minus 151.27 times t. So this is what is the expression that I have got. That is my first answer for this particular numerical. Now I will find out the time required for maximum displacement when the velocity becomes 0. It means in the expression of velocity, if I put the value as 0, okay, and if I keep this t as unknown, so I can get the value of that particular time. So this is the displacement expression. I can get the velocity expression from this, which will be here, and putting this value of velocity as 0, I will get that time is equal to 0.01882 seconds. And if I put this time into the expression of displacement, so I will get the maximum displacement at t equal to this particular time. So x max is equal to, again I am using the same expression here of displacement and just putting the value of t as obtained from this expression. So this maximum displacement that I will get is minus 0.1343 meters. So this is what is the complete solution of this particular numerical. Now I will see another numerical. In this case, it is specified that a gun of a cannon is so designed that on firing the barrel recoils against a spring. Suppose if it is a barrel, okay, so it will recoil against a spring, and a dashpot at the end of the recoil allows the barrel to come back to its original position within the minimum time. So this damper allows it to come back to its initial position within the minimum time and without having any oscillations. It means again it is a case of a over damp or critically damped condition. Okay, so since there is no oscillations expected here, and the gun barrel has a mass of 500 kg. So mass of this gun barrel is given as 500 kg and the recoil spring stiffness of 300 Newton per meter. So it is spring stiffness is 300 Newton per meter. If the barrel recoils 1 meter on firing, you have to determine. So recoiling of this particular barrel is of 1 meter. Okay, so if it is recoiling like this, you have to determine the initial velocity of the gun barrel. Initial velocity you have to find out. Then damping coefficient of the dashpot engage at the end of the recoil stroke. So you have to find out the value of C here. Okay, and what type of damping is this? So you have to put here the what kind of damping is there, whether it is under damp, over damp, or particularly damp. So definitely if we know the damping coefficient value, then we can predict this value and tell that the system is having which kind of damping. So let us see that how we can solve it. So here we are going to use the Rayleigh's method. It means the maximum kinetic energy is equal to maximum potential energy in the system. So let us try to find out first of all the kinetic energy in this. So it will be given by 1 half mv square. So 1 half 500 is the m and v square is the velocity. So velocity is actually the unknown that you have to find out. So I am writing it in terms of v here. Now potential energy is equal to 1 by 2 kx square. So 1 by 2 k is 300 and x is 1 meter. So it's square. That comes out to be 150 into 10 raised to 3. Okay. Now this kinetic energy and potential energy we have to equate. So this is 250 v square is equal to 150 into 10 raised to 3. Both these energies are in Newton meter. Okay, so you will be getting this value of velocity as 24.49 meter per second. That means this is the initial velocity which is provided to this particular mass. Okay, and then accordingly it is going to act. One more thing that is known to, that is critical damping coefficient, is given by Cc is equal to 2m omega n. So mass is already known to us and omega n is equal to under root of k by m. So stiffness and mass is already there, so we can find out the omega n also, and therefore you will get the value of Cc, which is equal to 24.4 into 10 raised to 3 Newton second per meter. And since the system is critically damped, okay, so C will be equal to Cc. Now it is expected that the system should have means aperiodic motion, so it will be damped early. It is always better to consider that it is critically damped. That means zeta is equal to 1 or C is equal to Cc, and therefore we can say that it is a system with a critically damped. Okay, now we will see another numerical in the next part of this particular presentation. So thank you very much.